if I didn't have a place to put my pain and my hurt, I needed help.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I started going to counseling,
Mm-hmm.
and I started listening.
Yes.
It's a different thing to go to counseling and listen. It's another thing to go to counseling and then whatever the therapists tell you to do, the homework assignments that they give you to do, you have to put those into action.
Yes. Yes.
Therapy for me was just not me pouring out my heart and soul for someone to hear my pain and my sorrow and my grief.
Yes.
But how can I manage my emotions because I am getting sick? I don't like feeling sick. I
Right.
don't want to be sick. I want to be well.
So in that moment, I had to decide, am I going to sit in the traffic and hope that I make it on time, or am I going to detour? And I decided to take the detour, and I made it with just about 15 minutes to spare before we had to jump on tonight. And it made me think about this journey of widowhood. It made me think about how you're just trucking along. You have your plans, you have your
Yes.
your goals and your dreams and the things that
Yes.
you have talked about. Your empty nester years were going to look like. Jason and I were married for 25 years. Our kids are adult children. They were about ready to start launching before COVID hit. And, we were making our plans. We were making our plan. And I kind of feel like what happened to me today on my way home was just ahead of me, out of my sight. All of a sudden, there's like time to hit the brakes, and life looks completely different. And I had to take a detour. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now in this phase of my life. I'm at the detour. I'm at the place where I had to take a different route than what I was expecting to take. When you and I were talking the other day on the Zoom call, you said that you stayed kind of in your grief for the first 7 years of your journey. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit as far as what those 7 years were like for you? Right, I can tell that now you're doing much better, but can you talk a little bit about the first days after Joe's passing?
Well, I can tell you when it hit me that Joe was dead, not only to me physically, but to the whole world. I had to take Joshua to the doctor for a physical. I was filling out the paperwork. He plays football. It came to the section about the parents, and you had to fill out that information. Mother, and then your father. And right then and there, I put the clipboard down, and I told Joshua, we have to go. I can't do this. We'll do it another time. And I just started to cry because at that very moment, it was personal to me that Joe had passed away. But to actually put that down on a piece of paper, I could not do that. That was the second week of Joe's passing. So I believe from that point on, I started my first stage of grief, which is denial. So my phase with denial, it was like this. The best way I can describe my denial phase is like watching the movie Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray. He kept repeating the same things each day over and over and over again. And that's just like who I am. I put my Superwoman cape on, and I continue to do whatever is required for everyone else but myself. I took the kids to school. I took the kids to football practice, picked them up for football practice, Had to do homework with the kids. Had to cook. I don't cook a lot, but sometimes I did. Had to do the cooking. So I was in mother mode at the time. I had Joey was 15 and Joshua was 12, and they were still in school. So my focus was making sure that everything that they possibly needed, I was going to be there for them and to do that for them. So I was going to work every day. I was answering phone calls, going to meetings. I'm a project manager, so I was leading different projects, multiple projects at the same time. So I was very busy with my family. I was very busy with work. So that helped me to stay in the denial mode and not handling my emotional grief with Joe. It helped me put it to the back of my head, and it became the norm for me. I physically buried Joe on December 8th, 2012. I know this. Everybody knows this because they were there. Emotionally, it took me 7 years because I didn't want to stand still. I didn't want to release the pain or the hurt because I didn't know how to handle it. And I'm a person that likes to be in control.
Yes.
So if I didn't have a place to put my pain and my hurt, I needed help. So that's when I started going to counseling. And I started listening.
Yes.
It's a different thing to go to counseling and listen. It's another thing to go to counseling and then whatever the therapists tell you to do, the homework assignments that they give you to do, you have to put those into action.
Yes. Yes.
Therapy for me was just not me pouring out my heart and soul for someone to hear my pain and my sorrow and my grief.
Yes.
So how can I manage my emotions? Because I am getting sick. I don't like feeling sick. Right. I don't want to be sick. I want to be well. And so going to therapy helped me to become well.
Oh, I love it. About your husband while you were there, did you cry? Did you feel like what happened in that?
Initially, as I was going to Dubai, he was going with me. But when I started having fun, he kind of like drifted away.
Oh, no. Dwen, I love your honesty. I love your honesty.
It was an opportunity for me to experience happiness without Joe.
Yes.
And I did that. I went with the mindset of not having a crutch or support system with family, friends, and with Joe. I would say I'm a big girl. I can do this by myself, but of course, God is going to go with me, So I wasn't afraid. I said he was going to go with me. But a lot of people thought I was crazy to do this by myself. It was a 16-hour flight, over 7,000 miles, but I did it. And I would do it again. And I would do it again.
Dwen, I am so encouraged by that. I just went to Texas for 2 weeks and I thought I was doing something. I was like, I rented the car. I was driving around by myself. I didn't have the navigator. I didn't go to Dubai, sister.
When finding your identity, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Oh, that's so good.
You have to get out of your comfort zone when you're finding your identity and discovering who you are as a person.
Oh my gosh. That is so good. That is so good. Okay, Janina says nice. Tiffany James says Damalie, hi beautiful. That means Miss Damalie has joined us. I don't see her on there though. Okay. And Janina says that's very encouraging, and she says that is good. Yes, yes, yes. You know what it is? It makes me think about the bamboo. I heard a sermon one time about the bamboo, and that before a bamboo shoots up, there's 7 years where the roots are going down.
Okay.
And when the storms come, the roots get deeper and deeper and stronger until eventually the bamboo will just sprout up, and it kind of looks like it grew overnight. But because the roots were going so deep, when you say that, it made me think of this sermon, because it's in that pressure of the storm coming where the roots are forced to go deeper. And I guess it's kind of like that when we're discovering ourselves, because it's when we're under the pressure, that's when you're going to really find out who you really are, right?
Exactly. Yes.
When you're in a foreign land and you don't know,
no family, no friends,
you don't know the culture, you don't know the language, and you are forced. You
have to adapt or you die.
Adapt or die.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, Domalie says, hi, I'm here, sis. Hi, Domalie. And Robin says, yes, get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes grief becomes a comfort zone. Yes. And yes, that's true. I've watched so many widows find that zone and refuse to leave. Okay. That is such a good point, because you said in the beginning
that was me.
That you were there for 7 years.
7 years.
And then it's almost like you had a light bulb moment where you were like, no, I can't do this. And then you went into this identity crisis and then a discovery kind of simultaneously. I feel like that's where I'm at, like I've said. So I'm really excited about this next point, which is transformation.
Okay.
Because after you went into the discovery, then there was a change that happened. Talk about that.
Exactly. Before we get there, I just want to make a point too. It's very important when you start to think about who you are, to write it down and post it up.
Write it down, post it up.
Yeah, don't keep it inside your head. Write it down and post it up in a place where you can see it every day as a reminder. So, going to my transformation.
I love it. I'm sorry. What a great way to put it. If God said it, it's okay for me to repeat it.
It's true. If God said it, it's true.
If God said it, it's true. Now, okay, I want to talk to you so much longer. I hate this stupid clock. Okay.
Well, I got about 2 more points, and then I'll wrap it up, and then you can just... Okay, the other part is coach your hands. That's using the gifts God gave you. Whatever talents you have, you must share them with someone. Twice a year, I get my families and friends, and I do a donation drive for women in need, family in need. I teach financial peace once a year to my family and friends.
Yes.
Because that's something that I'm interested in, and again, it's helped me, and I figure something helped me. Again, I want to share that with someone else.
I love it.